Okay, it's much later. We're losing the light out here, but I wanted to go over a few things. Some things happened. You saw when I started putting the silicone on the dashboard. I don't know where this stuff that came with the dashboard. Word to the wise: don't wait. When you get your dash cap, either use it or don't, because this dried out solid, and I went to put it on and I squeezed and nothing happened. So a trip to the hardware store later, and what I ended up getting, because it's 100% silicone sealant, I ended up getting some DAP, the Auto Marine sealant. It's 100% RTV silicone. I was wondering about, RTV, regular 100% silicone, which one should I go with? RTV just stands for room temperature vulcanization. It's got a slightly different drying process, but it does the same exact thing as the other 100% silicone that comes with it. So, all that being said, here's the dashboard, all buttoned up with the clips. As you can see, clothespins and clamps are your friend in holding this together. Oh, another word to the wise on this. If you only have the one tube, you might want to consider getting another. I found that I needed 2 tubes of the silicone sealant to get this dashboard on here. And, you can see there's some little gaps and things, but that's the, 25 mile an hour. You can heat this up with a heat gun and press it down, and it'll conform. So there's, you can tweak it after the fact if need be. But I tried to get it as tight as I could, around the areas, where I could, and just clamp that whole thing down. Press it on. In some places I had to use, high quality gaffer's tape to wrap around and hold it in place, because it's just impossible to get clamps on here in some of the places. And here's the spot that I was telling you about where I didn't want to get silicone in the middle because it'll show. But anyway, there it is, all taped up and drying. Like I said, clamps and clothespins are your friend. They're cheap, and that's that. So this is going to dry. I'm going to let it dry overnight, 24 hours for a full cure, pull everything off. It's pretty much dry now, but I figured I'd wait. Something I did want to talk about was actually on the inside of the dashboard. I touched on it briefly earlier. And I'll go back to the inside here. I went ahead and sealed the inside of the dashboard, and the foam, the old foam, was just flaking off, coming off. It was a mess. So what I did was I went ahead and I taped over every little bolt hole, every little nut hole, every little post for, a nut, anything in the dashboard here. I put tape over it, and then I sprayed the inside down with Flex Seal. Now this stuff I found, believe it or not, at Fry's, but you could probably find it, any hardware store or places like that. I saw it there, it was on sale. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll try that out. It works really well. It gives it kind of a rubberized coating. It seals it well, and it kept all the rest of the foam from flaking off and just being a mess, which can also get in between your dash cap and the dashboard, and you don't want anything in between there. You want the best seal, the best adhesion that you can with the sealant. So anyway, that, and eventually we're going to go ahead and get this back in there. So stay tuned. I will be updating this. I'll probably have a few more videos on the instruments. I've restored the the chrome and went through the instruments and took them apart for the speedometer, tachometer, the clock I actually fixed that wasn't working. But these things are going to go back in, and I'm going to work on redoing the wiring on the dashboard because it's old and the ends are cracking and nasty. So anyway, until next time, have a good one.